Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. I just saw Star Wars. Here's my review. Star Wars The Last Jedi is directed by Rian Johnson, who is known for Brick and Looper, and it stars Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, Andy Serkis, Domhnall Gleeson, Kelly Marie Tran, Mark Hamill, and Carrie Fisher. I'm not really going to go into any details whatsoever regarding the plot for this film because I know a lot of fans like knowing as little or nothing at all really about these Star Wars films going in. All I will say is it takes place shortly after The Force Awakens. As you can see in the title, this is a spoiler-free review, so if you're going to leave a comment, please don't spoil anything for anyone. That being said, I can't help what people post, so maybe just don't read the comments. So with all that said and done, let's review. I love the direction that many of the characters and the plot points went. This film was really not afraid to take any risks, so there's a good chance that many of the things they do, people will either really love or really hate. Mark Hamill actually speaks this time, so that was good. But in all seriousness, the acting was brilliant by pretty well everyone in this film. The chemistry between Daisy Ridley and Mark Hamill was awesome. Adam Driver was given a lot more to do with his character, which was nice to see. John Boyega was solid in his performance as Finn again. Oscar Isaac was given much more to do this time, which was great because I think we were really lacking his character in Force Awakens. He was just in a couple of scenes, but in this one he really became that character. And is actually one of my favorite characters of the movie. Disney have already confirmed that Carrie Fisher had finished filming all her scenes before she passed away. It was great seeing her again on screen. She had so much more to do this time, but at the same time it was hard to watch because you know she's no longer with us. But she has given us a character that many of us Star Wars fans, many of us movie fans, we're all going to remember for the rest of our lives. Like The Force Awakens and Rogue One, they used a lot of practical effects again. Some were really cool, others were absolutely gorgeous to look at. A couple of the new creatures were a bit strange. One in particular did take me out of the film a little bit at first. They actually kind of reminded me a bit of the Gungans. They weren't anywhere near as annoying though. The CGI was excellent as well. Snoke in particular looked fantastic. In The Force Awakens, many people, myself included, felt he looked a little bit too CGI'd and like they hadn't finished creating his character yet. But in this one he looked so lifelike. I didn't even question his appearance once when he was on screen. It actually looked like he was physically in the room with them when they were filming the scenes. And you cannot get better than that. I did have a few very small non-spoiler issues. I had a couple that are major spoilers. Don't worry, not going to say what they are. If I do that, I'm going to be doing them in another video, on a spoilers video, if I have time though, but I'm not too sure because, well, you know, this time of year it's crazy. So we'll see. Hopefully I will, but we'll see. But the few small non-spoiler issues I had, the first one is the Porgs. They were a bit of a mixed bag for me. I loved some of the ways they popped up, other times they felt a little bit overused and, for lack of a better word, forced. I'm sorry. No other way I can say it. My second minor issue was the tone. It felt a little bit too humorous at times. I think they need to reel it in just a little bit because if you compare it to the original trilogy or Star Wars Rebels even, the tone is different. These newer films, they tend to create humorous scenarios or funny lines of dialogue, whereas Rebels and the original trilogy, it was more the characters that had funny moments. So it was a little bit different. I think they just need to watch themselves before they basically just become a comedy. So yeah, I think they just need to reel it back in. Lastly, Kelly Marie Tran. Her performance was great. I liked her character, but the storyline that her character was involved in was a little bit slow and it did take a while to get going, so it did affect the pacing a little bit. I'll just say that it involved some new animal creatures. As a Star Wars fan, I absolutely loved it. I always love learning more about this universe because it's just so big. It's not really something you really want to see on a big screen. I think it'd be more suited for a Star Wars Rebels episode for TV, just a standalone episode. Like, I think it was well done, it just took the pacing way out of it, and you could probably remove that chunk or make it like a small 3-minute scene, it wouldn't really affect the film that much. Maybe her character a little bit. I think people will just not really be wanting to see that story. They'll just be like, come on, let's get back to Luke, let's get back to Rey, let's go get back to all the other characters, because they did take a while with that. So yeah, I can definitely see this film dividing fans. There were a couple of things I had issues with, one in particular, but overall I personally loved this film and I cannot wait to go see it again. I'll maybe even go as far as saying that this will be the most rewatchable Star Wars film to date. And that's just because so many things happen. I would give Star Wars The Last Jedi an 8.5 out of 10. Definitely check this film out in IMAX if you get a chance. Trust me, it's worth it. Lastly, I'll say if you're a Star Wars fan and you've still not watched Rebels, do yourself a favor and go watch it. Don't let the fact that it's on Disney XD put you off. They are fully aware that fully grown adults watch the show. Sure, there'll be a couple of really kiddie moments, but they do go to some really dark places, especially after season 1. And there's so many good Star Wars moments, and it just expands the lore and the universe so much, and it just adds to the films. So once again, that does it for me, guys. At the time of recording this, we are only 11 subscribers away from 100. Can't believe we are this close. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. It's been amazing interacting with all you guys. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I have met some incredible people online, made some really good friends with many people. I've discovered channels I never would have discovered without this channel. So good. And before you go, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, leave a comment below, let me know what you thought about the film in the vaguest possible way you can without giving away any spoilers. Let's have a discussion. And if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that little bell icon so that you can get informed when I do my next review. Until next time, may the Force be with you.